Hello, darlings. I am Cassandra. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming. For those of you who are new to my channel, child, let me introduce you to the Jungle Beauty Goddesses, the life-size fabric sculpture dolls you see sitting behind me. I created these dolls myself, and as I was sewing them, they would not stop talking to me, and this led to my Jungle Beauty Goddess Oracle decks. Today, I'm going to use my Jungle Beauty Goddess Love Oracle deck to give you a message, a love message. The first card I have for you, darling, is... This is Jungle Beauty Goddess Sign 9, the Moon Man, and the message is, what you have defies a definition. The next card I have for you is, sometimes love is not enough. The next card I have for you is, it's from Demeter, who is the father of the Jungle Beauty Goddesses, and his message to you is, don't give up. And the last card I have for you is, it's never too late. So, this is the message I have for you, big picture. I like it because the cards are pretty, in your face, right? But I want to talk a little bit about the card, what you have defies the definition. I think, the thing about love, and I don't want to, give a personal business out in these streets, you know what I'm saying? What you have defies the definition. I think sometimes we, there are several stages in relationships, in my opinion, where, you're not like boyfriend and girlfriend, and you're not, I think, we have this, you're not boyfriend and girlfriend yet, but you're not exactly friends, and then you're moving to a stage where you are boyfriend and girlfriend, but you're not really sure where the relationship is headed. You understand what I'm saying? But all you know is that you really love each other. And I think that's where this card comes in that says, sometimes love is not enough. So basically, you know what? Okay, so, I'm not saying I'm an expert on love, but I'm going to tell you something. If you are, and I know we have these new words like situationship, and I think Will Smith's wife have this term, what is it, entanglement. But if you don't define something, then it doesn't have meaning. I'm just being real about that. So if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're not 100% sure, where it's headed, where you're going, what stage are we in, I promise you, you're not going anywhere. So imagine yourself having a project at work, and you can't, and nobody knows, are you in the initial stage? Are you in the middle stage? Are you in the ending stage? Are you in the final stage? You're going for your degree, and you don't know how many more classes you need before you graduate. You don't know if you are a junior or senior. You don't know if you are a freshman, a sophomore. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, you're on your job. You don't know if you are the supervisor, the manager, or if you are a cashier, or if you just a regular worker. You don't know, because you don't know what your role is. You don't know what your expectations are. You just know you come in there to do some type of work and get a paycheck. Well, you know what? When you go to work, they tell you, this is your position, and this is your supervisor, and this is your manager, and this is your director, and this is the whatever. I think the thing that's interesting about love and about relationships is that because people care for each other, sometimes they don't really know what to do with that. I don't know if I want you to be my wife, if I want us to date, and then what is it, and how long do you date before you actually know if you are exclusive, and then does the person write you a note and say, will you go with me? Check the box, yes or no. Do you know what I'm saying? Or do you just date and you just assume that you're together, and then even though the person never asked you to be your girlfriend or boyfriend, but yet you break up. How can you break up if you were never a boyfriend or girlfriend? You understand what I'm saying? So love is very, I think when people don't define what they have, then they don't really know. When they lose it, they're kind of shocked and they're kind of surprised. But in my mind, I don't think you can keep anything without a definition. I mean, if you have your shoes and you define them, or you have everything in our life. You know, we when you choose a restaurant and you go there because when you say I want to go to McDonald's, you have a definition in your mind what McDonald's is, as opposed to Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and you know, people say things like, you know, you shouldn't talk about like, are we exclusive? Are we together? How many dates? Da, 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 da. Listen, the attraction that you feel for a person, it does defy a definition. But what type of relationship it's going to be, what level, what are you striving for, you know, that type of thing. I think that when you go into a relationship, you should be really clear about what it is, what your expectations are for yourself. Maybe not, you know, you can't tell other people what to want or how to define love or none of that, but you should have it in your head, in your mind, like, I want to be a girlfriend, I want to be a wife, I'm not really interested, I just want somebody to see every blue moon. But what you have, it defies a definition, because I feel that sometimes we're not sure what we really want, where we are in life and what we really want out of life, you know. But I think the best way to come up with a definition is to think about where do you see yourself 10 years from now? And I think that can help you define like what type of relationships you want to entertain long term. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you're just dating for now, cool. But 10 years from now or 5 years from now, you should have it in your mind, you know, and what type of title or what type of legal commitment you want with this person. Another reason relationships defy definitions and direction is because people, you just don't have the courage and you don't have the self-esteem to admit what you really want, because society tells us that if we say, look, I want to be married, then that will push a man away. But then before you know it, you might even blew 50 years because you refuse to acknowledge that that's something you want. I feel like your goal is to be very clear about your definition of what you want. I'm not saying you have to meet somebody that day, and but you should be very clear about your expectations for a relationship. Your definition, what does that mean? What does that entail? And the definition, to me, includes the direction. And I think that with that, you should have the courage to walk away if you don't get it. Like, you're not going to go to McDonald's looking for a hot dog. McDonald's, I don't think they sell hot dogs, not here. Right? So what do? You drive away. So this is why love is not enough. You need to define the love and attraction, the emotions that you have for this person. Now, the card that says sometimes love is not enough. Child, first of all, let me tell you something. I am a sleepy hot mess today. Okay. Whew. Now, my son has a dog, and it was his Christmas gift. I think when he was about 16 or something. I don't know. But anyway, the dog, he loves the dog. If the dog needs major surgery, he'll pay good money for the surgery. But he doesn't love the dog enough to take it to his house, because he doesn't want the dog to paw, to scratch up his wood floors. He doesn't love the dog enough to keep it every day. Like, what? So to me, what kind of love is that? Like, do you understand what I'm talking about? It goes right back to the card about what you have defies a definition, and sometimes love is not enough. Guys, listen. Oh, let me turn these cards around. Not that you need to see them. Sometimes love is not enough, because you know why? Because you need compassion, you need forgiveness, you need a really bad memory, child, especially if you want your relationship to work. You need trust, you need faith, you need communication and kindness, and I mean a whole bunch of stuff. You need a stick-to-itiveness. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes love is not enough, because to love something, I mean, that's just an emotion. But to have a relationship that means something, it's going to have to be a lot more than love. I'm quite sure that a lot of people love people. When I think of love, I think people think, well, I love you, and it means that I have this strong emotion for you. But to me, if you love that person and it doesn't amount to a definition, if it doesn't amount to anything dependable, if it doesn't amount to something reliable and something that they can believe in from you, I don't understand what it is. Like, I don't understand why, to me, it's like if you say you love your kid, but you don't, provide for your kids, you don't pay for their college, you don't, feed them, you don't clothe them, you understand what I'm saying? I mean, you might love them, but what difference does it make if it doesn't mean that your kid can rely on you, if they can depend on you, if they can, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's what this hand is saying so far. But then also it says it's never too late. It's never too late to change any of this. I think basically, I think sometimes people think, well, we've been together, 30 years. What's the point of giving the definition now? Well, I guess you're right. You can change something anytime you want to. It's never too late to define the type of love that you want, to get the type of love that you want, to have the kind of relationship that you want. Child, it is never too late. And I think that sometimes people think that, oh, we've been together, 10 years or 20 years. We got 4. No, you need to, you need to work on that. It's never too late to have a definition of what it is and what you want from a love relationship. And then the card that says don't give up. Oh my God. I feel like this is like, this hand is just basically saying, look, what you have, it doesn't have a definition, and you might know that you love that person, but loving that person is not enough. You're going to have to do more to love them. You're going to have to, be accountable and reliable. You're going to have to define the type of relationship, the type of responsibility and accountability you want with this person. And it's never too late to have a meaningful relationship. If you've been together 20 years or 10 years or 5 years, it's not too late to give that relationship some type of meaning. And another thing is that people a lot of times say, we don't need to label this, or it doesn't need to mean anything. But the truth is, it may not need to have a label for you, but it'll need a label for your insurance company. It'll need a label for, for health insurance. All of the things that really matter is, that label, that definition that you're avoiding is going to mean something. And when it says, don't give up, like, I think this message is for, I think it's clearly stating that you shouldn't give up. But I think sometimes giving up is the healthiest thing you can do, especially if what you have defies a definition and you don't love that person enough to give them something meaningful. Do you know what I'm saying? like with my son and his dog. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, if you're in a situation and you know that you want more, I feel like you should have the courage or to stand up for what it is you really want in a relationship. And if you can't get this from this particular person, I think you should, I don't want to tell people, I hate saying you should leave, but I think you should leave, because I think the worst thing that a person can do is become jaded in love. I can't stand it when, you know, how you meet a person and they're really bitter now. They think all men cheat. They think they don't believe in love anymore. They don't believe in relationships. They don't believe in men. They're just jaded and bitter, and they're just a drag to be around. Like, you know, I feel like don't ever stay at anything long enough to become jaded and pessimistic. And then, you know, this is the thing I want you to keep in mind, child. I feel like no matter how many people, let's just say you've just gone through a hard time finding like a really loving and meaningful relationship, right? And but I'm going to tell you now, this way you don't give up. I'm going to tell you why you have to give up. Because the person who is meant to love you and, you know, and just really give you the type of love you deserve, what if they're kissing a bunch of frogs too? And you both are kissing frogs, and you both are just, you know, working on finding the right person. And this is how I think a lot of people miss out. It's like, you're a perfect person. They're refining themselves to get to you too. You know what I mean? Like, he's or she, they're going through some stuff too. But if you let a relationship like change your disposition and make you a negative person, and you're no longer happy, you're no longer easy to get along with, and you just think love doesn't exist and love isn't real, whatever, then when your perfect person come along, guess what? It's not gonna work, because you will have become not the person that a person who still believes in love will want to be with. You know what I mean? So don't give up on love, in the sense that I promise you that you'll find love, but you still have to believe in it, and you still have to, you know, believe that, you know, love, when I say love is not enough, it's like, no, it's not enough. It's an action. It's a commitment. It's loyalty. It's working on something. But if you become this person who no longer believes in love, and you just think, you know, then you will never find love, because when you meet love is going to say, oh, I don't even know you, I don't even recognize you, baby, because we don't roll like that. Because love, you know what I'm saying? It's like you have to be vibrating at the frequency of love. I really hope this reading helps somebody. Thank you so much for watching, darling, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.